Today on Panther TV, as Florida works to rebuild from the devastation of Hurricane Ian, we talk with a recent South grad who weathered the storm.
The new school year started with some major changes. We'll take a look at the new policies that keep you off your phone and out of the halls.
And we'll introduce to you some of our new teachers who actually aren't all that new to South. Panther TV starts now.
Good morning, Plymouth South. Welcome to a new year of Panther TV. I'm Declan Davis.
And I'm Nathaniel Wolfgang. South Florida has recently been decimated by one of the strongest hurricanes to ever hit the U.S.
Former Panther TV reporter Justin Gates, a member of South's most recent graduating class, is now a freshman at Florida Gulf Coast University in Fort Myers, where he rode out the storm.
We talked to Justin about what he experienced and what he's seen in the wake of the storm.
My friend who lives in an apartment right off campus in UV, which is University Village, which that doesn't remember the school, so we're allowed to go there. So the options were either in the arena on the floor with a sleeping bag or in an apartment. And so we hunkered there for the storm. And it really wasn't bad leading up to the storm. Like me and my friend Evan stayed up till probably 7 a.m. the night before, just looking at the rain and the wind and like going outside because it was kind of fun. It was like our first hurricane. And then when the storm got here, we went outside for like 5 minutes and we came right back in because it was like the rain started like hurt, like the wind was crazy. And then it really started to get bad because that's when we lost water. It was right when the storm started hitting. And then we never lost power, which was kind of nice, but the Wi-Fi went out and the water went out. So it's really hard to try and text or call anyone to let them know that like we're safe. There wasn't a whole lot to like damage where I was at the school. But then as we left and explored, we went to Bonita Springs the day after the storm just to look and see if we could do anything. And it was kind of crazy. There was like buildings down, there was people looting, we heard people like fighting with each other because someone was like, that's not yours, put it down. Boats were in the road. There were so many boats just everywhere, not just in the water. Like it was like in the middle of the road, there was a boat in a tree, there was like cars all smashed up. We walked past a Rolls Royce that was literally upside down inside of a tree that was like completely destroyed. And it was crazy seeing, because Bonita Springs, like we go there pretty much every single Friday to go to the beach, but I don't know when we can even go back there because it's really bad over there. And it's like buildings are gone, houses are gone. Fort Myers Beach got destroyed. The whole like big part of Fort Myers Beach where everyone goes to like tourism is completely leveled. Like there's nothing left there. The pier's gone. My great aunt's house was on Fort Myers Beach. It's just her house is pretty much destroyed. And the insurance people said it was unsalvageable. In my aunt's house, the water was up to 5 feet inside of her living room. It was kind of crazy. It's like her cabinets and her drawers are all full of water still. The gut feeling of not knowing what to think or what to feel was like really confusing. It's just really confusing and really because there's so much damage. You don't even know where to start with like getting rid of that damage and starting like normally again. No one really knew that like a category 4 was going to hit Fort Myers head on. It was just a lot of not knowing. I feel like that was the hardest part about it. It wasn't even the storm, it was just not knowing what's next and what we're doing. And so that was like, we still really don't know what's happening. It's like the storm's over, but I feel like the storm was the easy part.
There are many ways to help the people in Florida as they continue to recover from this devastating storm. One easy way is to make a donation to the Red Cross.
There's a lot of new faces in the halls of Plymouth South this year, but we're not talking about the freshmen. That's right. South has 17 new staff members, and many of them actually are South graduates themselves. Here's Panther TV's Jill Neal with more.
In every teacher's room, there's a poster full of pictures of the new staff here at South. What you may not know is that 6 of these people also went to South. From the main office to the classrooms, alumni are added to the staff at Plymouth South. Melissa Morris is the new assistant principal.
I graduated from Plymouth South in 2000.
Karen Sullivan is a new teacher in childcare.
I graduated from Plymouth South in 2007.
Jamie Vincenzi has taken over medical assisting.
I graduated in 2009.
Michaela Fornashari has joined the special education department.
I graduated high school in 2012.
Colin Hardy has moved from in-school suspension to the physical education and health department.
I graduated in 2013.
And Samantha Gomes is now in the plumbing shop.
I graduated in 2015.
While none of the new teachers attended the New South, they are all familiar with the Plymouth South community and are excited to be here.
I am most looking forward to getting to know the students. So I haven't been here in 3 years, so the students that I did know when I left graduated last year. So I really look forward to getting to know some of the students. I'm starting to, but this school is pretty large, so it's taking a little bit of time, but I'll get there.
This year I'm most looking forward to teaching my sophomores, especially how to write lesson plans and how to teach preschoolers, because that's what I did before I came back to Plymouth South.
Most looking forward to meeting new people, staff and students, learning how to teach. This is totally new for me, so just kind of learning a lot of new stuff and plugging away and enjoying it.
Say that I'm really looking forward to seeing the South community at like after school events such as sporting events or plays or productions. I think that's where you really get to see a school community come together.
I'm mostly looking forward to hopefully having just like a normal school year without any interruptions, just getting back to the basics of school.
I'm just looking forward to being back. I mean, there's a lot of familiar faces, getting to know the students, and just trying something new.
If you haven't had a chance to meet these new teachers yet, you're sure to see them around school and after school events, so don't be afraid to say hello. Reporting for Panther TV, I'm Jill Neal.
Cell phones have been banned in classrooms this year. This new rule is getting mixed reactions. Here's Panther TV's Cassius Johnson with more.
Last year, I was always walking around the halls around my phone. This year, none of us can do that. Cell phones hang in bags in the back of classrooms throughout Plymouth South. A new rule keeps cell phones away from students during class, but it isn't going over well with everyone.
I think this rule won't stick. I think we're going to get our privileges back, and we'll have the phones again.
I don't like it. It makes us lose a lot of interactions with our friends.
I think it kind of takes away our freedom a little bit, and I think if we use them, it's on us.
It's whatever, you know. Sometimes you got to pay attention, but I don't think they should take it away.
But after years of distractions, Plymouth South administrators decided something needed to be done.
I think we needed it at Plymouth South, especially after the past 2 years with the pandemic, that a lot of students were living kind of a distracted life, and they were more into what was coming through on their phones. So everyone has been awesome. We don't want to ban them because they're part of our lives, all of us, me included, but we have to be willing to put it away because there's times that you just shouldn't have your phone out. We really got to work on connecting with people, talking to people, and learning to work through problems like face-to-face.
While many kids don't like the rule, some actually say it's for the best.
Oh, I think it's great. I absolutely love it. I think they should take everything from us.
I really like it because it helps me focus more in class, and I think it'll make me it'll be better grades this year.
While some say they don't like the new rule, some actually think it's for the best. Reporting for Panther TV, I'm Cassius Johnson.
We've had a lot of changes to start the school year. Another is the way we get passes to the bathrooms.
Here's Panther TV's Dylan Long with more on the new E-Hallpass system.
These days, a trip to the restroom doesn't require one of these. Instead, you're going to need one of these. After years of paper passes and people taking advantage of trips to the bathroom, Plymouth South is cracking down a bit through the use of a new E-Hallpass system. The new system requires students to log into their Chromebooks and request the pass. Technology Integration Specialist Mr. Schuler explains how the new system works.
There are several different ways it will work. It's really up for the teacher to decide how they want it to work. The most common way is probably going to be students will raise their hand, ask if they can use the bathroom. Once the teacher says yes, students will complete the pass on the computer, turn their computer around so the teacher can see that they've signed out, and the student can leave for the bathroom. When they return, they turn the computer back around and sign back in from the bathroom.
At any given time, only 6 passes are available to each bathroom in the school, so you may have to wait to get one. This is to cut down on the number of people taking advantage of passes by taking walks or hanging out in the bathroom.
I think it'll be a little less flooded with passes. E-Hallpass will allow us to control how many people are going to the bathroom at the same time. So instead of there being potentially 40 kids out and about at once, we'll have a lesser number.
Well, for now, the E-Hallpass will be only used for the restroom, but in the future, it may go to areas such as the main office or the nurse. Reporting for Panther TV, I'm Dylan Long.
While we've had lots of changes in our school, there also are some changes in the district. Coming up, we'll introduce you to Plymouth's new DEI coordinator.
And from mascot to patrol car, the Plymouth South Panther is getting some wheels of its own. These stories are after the break.
So Mr. Smith, you are the advisor for the CARE Club. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so the CARE Club is a new club that we started this year. It stands for Cultural Awareness and Racial Equality. So I think it's a super important club. for a bunch of different reasons. One, it's a place where students can come and tell their story, talk about their experiences that they have, you know, in school or in society, any issues they may be having with racism, homophobia, anti-Semitism, anything that kind of, you know, is an issue in their lives. This should be a comfortable place where we can talk about it and kind of discuss, like, why is it happening and what we can do about it and that kind of stuff. And two, they can learn from other students when they tell their story, and you can kind of walk a mile in their shoes and see what other people have to deal with on a daily basis.
Is there any big goal that you hope to accomplish with this club?
So I think the biggest goal I want is just to be known as the place where people feel comfortable coming and talking about this kind of stuff. A lot of times it's uncomfortable to talk about these subjects because they're so sensitive, but there are a lot of people that have a lot to say and just maybe feel like there's no place they can talk about it. Like, I want this to be that spot. And then the second thing I would love to do is make a documentary in this TV studio with the students in our club where they can tell their story to a wider audience. I think that would be really cool.
Okay, and if students would like to join this club, where would they join this?
So they can come see me, Mr. Smith, anytime in room 230, the TV studio. I'll give them any information they need, or they can just come any Tuesday afternoon to the same place and we'll be here talking. So come on by.
The Plymouth Public Schools created a new position this year in hopes to make our community a better place.
Here's Panther TV's Jenny Jodis with more.
Our school and community is made up of all different types of people, and this year a big goal is to work harder to bring everyone together. One step towards this goal is to bring in a diversity, equity, and inclusion coordinator. Brianna Hadab is a face you will soon become familiar with seeing throughout the Plymouth Public Schools. As the district's new diversity, equity, and inclusion coordinator, her role involves forming relationships with students and staff across the district.
It is a big job. It's all-encompassing of everything in the district. So evaluating everything from hiring practices to the day-to-day in the schools. So it's a lot of building those relationships, getting out there in the different areas within the school, and making sure that people are able to have those conversations with me around any concerns that are related to DEI.
So just what does diversity, equity, and inclusion mean?
So diversity is going to be just the differences in the room, right? So it may not be specifically racial differences or sexual orientation differences. It could be, right, just your general background. But Plymouth itself has diversity in different ways. Equity is making sure that everyone in the district is getting what they need. So it's not equality. It's not giving everybody the same access to things. It's giving people the right access to things. Think of our special education students and how, right, they could have equal access, but is it the right access? And then inclusion is making sure that all of those voices are at the table, hearing their needs and making sure that their needs are getting addressed in the right and appropriate ways.
While this is a new position this year, Hadab feels that the district has already been heading in the right direction.
So goals for this year are going to be evaluating, so a lot of listening. You'll see me around the schools, you'll see me around different departments, and really the goals are just trying to evaluate where Plymouth Public Schools is. I don't want to come in with any assumptions, and so I want to make sure that I'm hearing from all students, all teachers around what they see, what they believe is going on, and also make sure that the voices that aren't typically heard are heard as well.
Hadab's career experience as a social worker has prepared her for this role, and she's excited for what lies ahead in getting to know the new community.
It doesn't matter who comes in the district, who goes out of the district, that they felt that this was a welcoming place and that they can rave about Plymouth Public Schools, you know, across the country. Students, no matter what backgrounds, no matter what their preferences or their beliefs, can feel supported and enjoy the space that they are in for Plymouth Public Schools.
Hadab says that aside from conversations, she'll be using surveys and focus groups to get feedback from the community on various issues. Reporting for Panther TV, I'm Jenny Jodis.
Every day, people all over the world and right here in our school go hungry. But now our school has a place where that doesn't happen anymore. Here's Alec Law with the details.
Deep inside the Wellness Center is a hidden closet where students in need can shop the shelves and bring home food to their families. From canned vegetables to sports drinks, the shelves inside the Shop the Shelves food bank at Plymouth South are filling up fast with items students and families may need.
It's a new initiative here at Plymouth South High School in collaboration with the South Shore Community Action Council. Mr. Colley had mentioned the idea last year, and then all of a sudden it came right to fruition. And so with the help of those people, we were just able to put it together, which is so awesome.
Art teacher Mrs. Kwong and carpentry teacher Mr. Colley worked with students last spring to build the shelves and create a space where students can anonymously get the food for their families if they do not have it at home.
Every Friday from 1:45 to 2:15, there'll be a staff member here outside of the Wellness Center that will guide students in. So it's fully anonymous, so between just the administrator or counselor that's here, students can come down and put together a bag of some things that they may need.
If you are someone in need, do not hesitate. Getting assistance is easy.
They don't even need to sign up. They can just say to their teacher, hey, can I run to guidance, towards the end of the day, and then just come down and someone will be here and they can go right in the Wellness Center. This is the first time ever, so it's really exciting, and at this point word's not really out there yet, so I really hope that we can get word out there because I know there are definitely students and families that could utilize this.
If you are not in need of assistance but would still like to help, Shop the Shelves has plenty of space to fill.
Between teachers and other students, we have plenty of shelving in there, so as long as it's non-perishable things that can last, I think it would be awesome. The more healthy options too, the better.
Again, coming in to Shop the Shelves is completely anonymous. If you need any help, contact your guidance counselor. Reporting for Panther TV, I'm Alec Law.
There's a new Panther in town, and this one is on wheels. Here's Panther TV's Jacob Olson with the story.
The graphic design and visual communications classroom has something new on their hands this year. And this time, it's for the whole town to see. You may have noticed Officer South driving a plain white unmarked vehicle this year, but that's about to change. Here in the graphics classroom, students have been given a task by the Plymouth Police Chief to transform this car into a Panther Patrol Car.
Car wrap idea came up because I needed a new cruiser very desperately, and Sandwich PD had done a similar thing with their SRO's cruiser. So Captain Jason Higgins and I sat down and thought it would be a pretty cool idea.
With a graphic design shop right in the school, it was a no-brainer to start here.
Well, the process behind the car wrap is the students come up with an idea, a theme that Officer South had talked to us about, and then they'll design the two sides, the front and the back, and then we'll send that over to the printer exactly how we want it on the wrap, and they will print it on like a vinyl type of piece and then wrap it around our car.
With some input from Officer South, students worked on creative ideas throughout the month of September to create a car wrap that is symbolic of our school.
I gotta drive it every day, forever, until I leave here, so looking for something that really represents our student body and our team spirit.
So we're gonna have a panther in the front, kind of busting out of the hood, and then the big huge tear marks on the sides and maybe some flames. It's gonna look really fancy.
The design is finished, and soon the new Panther Patrol Car will be parking out here. And you surely won't miss it. Reporting for Panther TV, I'm Jacob Olson.
And I can't wait to see that Panther car driving around town. I'm sure Officer South is excited for a new ride.
For sure. Now it's time to head over to the sports desk with Jamie Andrews.
Thanks, guys. The fall sport regular season will be wrapping up for many South teams. While it's been a season of ups and downs, one thing is certain. No matter the record, the athletes are still gaining useful experience on the field. Here's Alex Sorides with more.
Whether it's staying in shape or learning valuable teamwork skills, sports are so much more than a competition to our female athletes.
I'm Lucia Jitsi.
I'm Ashley Gilbert.
I'm Anna Ferreira. I'm Samantha Adams. I'm Abby Brown. And I'm a female athlete.
I'm a female athlete.
I'm a female athlete. And I'm a female athlete. And I'm a female athlete.
From the fields to the gym to the cafeteria, Plymouth South's female athletes show up every day dedicated to their teams. While they're here to compete, that's not the only thing they take away from being a part of these teams.
Sports is really important for girls for building friendship and social skills and leadership skills and, growing our bodies physically too. It helps us stay active and fit, and, that's really important.
A female sport has taught me the confidence I need, and just the physical activity limits have pushed me to become a greater person in life.
Cheer has helped me make so many friends, and it helped me overcome so many inner battles.
While these girls practice and compete daily, they don't see female sports being covered in the national media or shown on television as much as they wished.
One thing that frustrates me is that girls don't get the recognition they deserve. We work super hard throughout the week. We almost have practice every day, go to games, go to competition, and work our butts off.
Representation is important just so we're taken seriously. The more you see it, the more you support it. Younger girls seeing role models in the sports that they like, gives them a goal that they can go to and attain.
Women's representation in sports matters a lot, and it makes a lot of women feel empowered.
While competing is a big part of being an athlete, for many girls, it's the experience, lessons, and dedication that matters most. For example, the girls' cross-country team doesn't have enough athletes this season to be eligible to win at meets, but the members of their team haven't stopped showing up and giving it their all. And at the end of the day, they still take pride in what they do.
There's only 4 girls on the team, and we need 5 to compete. Even if we all place and do really well, it doesn't actually count towards anything since we don't technically qualify as a team. I mean, we work just as hard as the boys do, and so we really need coverage. The fact that we continue to come, continue to run, do the sport shows how dedicated we are to ourselves and to even the idea. I feel it helps me mentally, it helps keep me in shape, it helps me focus. I feel when I finish running, I just feel so amazing. With a few weeks left in the fall season, you can support our female athletes by stopping by one of their games. Reporting for Panther TV, I'm Alex Sarides.
Now it's time to take a look at our senior athletic spotlight. One team that's found success again this year is the boys cross-country team.
Led by senior captain Dylan Brilliant, the boys have once again made a name for themselves in the Patriot League. Brilliant received offers from multiple Division I programs to run in college, and he's already made his decision. He'll be joining the team at Stonehill College next year. While he's still invested as a Panther runner this year, Brilliant's pumped for his college running career.
It's super exciting because I get to compete at a whole nother level, and it's a lot better competition. I'm going to be versing some of the best kids in the country, which is super exciting, and I'm going to train at a whole nother level than high school.
Good luck to Dylan and the cross-country team as they head into the postseason. In other sports, girls volleyball is home today at 4 against Pembroke. And the football team is at home for the homecoming game tonight at 7 against Quincy. Taking a look at home games next week, we have field hockey taking on Scituate on Monday at 4. Boys soccer against Scituate Tuesday at 4. Volleyball is home against North Quincy on Wednesday. And girls soccer takes on Quincy on Thursday at 4. Good luck to all our teams. Be sure to come out and support your fellow Panthers. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Jamie. Now on to arts and entertainment. The Plymouth South Theater Guild is in full preparation mode for its annual fall play.
This year, the group is taking on a more serious performance. Here's Emma Colonna with more.
For 4 weeks now, Plymouth South students have been gathering in the Black Box Theater after school to rehearse their roles in the upcoming play, The Laramie Project. But this play is much different than those in the past. From practicing lines to listening to stage directions and planning the overall show, the performance is similar to those done every year. But the content of the Laramie Project is much deeper.
The Laramie Project is about a group of theater students that come to Laramie, Wyoming, and it's after the tragic death of Matthew Shepard. He was a gay man that lived in Laramie, and he was killed for being gay.
That happened back in the 90s, and it's a true story. And what happened was this theater director and a group of his students went out to Laramie, Wyoming, and interviewed members of the town, interviewed people who were involved with the case, and even interviewed the 2 men who committed the crime, just to get a sense of what the town's reaction was to it and how they felt. And their interviews became what the play is now. So the play is really it's a series of moments and a series of interviews with people from the town and people who are involved.
Unlike plays performed by the Theater Guild in the past, Laramie Project deals with a much more serious, sensitive topic.
I chose it for a lot of different reasons. All of the plays that we choose at Plymouth South, me, Mrs. Evans, we like to choose plays that have something to say, that can teach our students and our audiences either something about humanity or something about themselves and each other. And we felt, and I felt specifically, that this was the right time to do this kind of a play for our students and for our community.
I hope that it can kind of create more acceptance around queer people in our school and in our community, because it deals with a lot of these complicated themes that I think aren't really expressed as much in Plymouth South or at school, but I'm glad that it's getting better and it's getting more recognition.
While the fall play takes on a much more serious tone, the spring musical will be quite the opposite.
Definitely something that I'm most looking forward to is our spring musical, Mamma Mia. I have been trying to convince Mr. L to do that since I think my freshman year, because it's just one of my favorite musicals, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun for people to do.
It's going to be super, super fun, and at the moment, auditions are open, meaning that we're going to take anybody who auditions. We'll accept them into the show, so even if anybody out there has even the slightest interest in being involved in a musical, keep your ears and your eyes open, because audition information for the musical will be coming out in like early December. Both of our shows so far this year being so dynamic is what I'm really, really excited about.
The Laramie Project takes the stage on November 17th, 18th, and 19th. If you have any questions about joining theater, don't hesitate to ask Mr. Luciano or any student involved. Reporting for Panther TV, I'm Emma Colonna.
That's our time for today. Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you next time. Have a great weekend, South. Yes.
Mascot's a patrol car. Plymouth South Panthers getting some of the wheels of...
Guess what? Bethy wanted me to point out that you guys look like Christmas because of your tie colors.
Thank you, Bethy. Good shout.
Look at that.
Who would have thought?
Contrasting colors.
To rebuild from the devastating...
It's all right. It's all right. 3, 2, 1. Good morning. Oh.
She said give a clap. She said
No,
clap.
She said clap. It's my fault. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
For sure, clap. All right, from 3 to 1, clap. 3, 2, 1. 2, 1. And I can't wait to see that new...